Hey everybody, I'm Dr. Lance Knaub and welcome to Moving Mountains. I'm here today with my friend Michael Germano, co-founder of Fire and Ice. Michael, welcome.
Thank you, Lance. Pleasure to be here this afternoon.
Yeah, so good to see you. I'm so excited to talk about Fire and Ice and all the things you've got going on. So, you and I have gotten to know each other pretty well, I think, in the last 18 months after meeting. We were just talking about Josh McCallan at Renault and Learn and Grow. So for everybody listening that doesn't know you as well as we've gotten to know each other lately, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and take us all the way up to the present with Fire and Ice?
Sure. I'm a loving father and loving husband with 2 young children. And my two of my passions in life are health and wellness.
For sure.
And investing.
Yes.
So, we saw an opportunity, or I should say, when you take a look at the world today, I see a lot of amazing things. And at the same time, I've been frustrated because I see that people are living longer,
right,
but not necessarily healthier.
Right.
So we saw an opportunity where we can make a difference in the world to bring accessibility and affordability to one area of people's lives that we think is a gateway to help them to improve their health span and vitality.
Right, and I know you and I are big Peter Attia fans, and going through Outlive, his book right now. So yeah, I mean, I'm personally really excited to increase that health span curve, and not just lifespan, and have extra years at the end when quality of life is low. So yeah, so what sparked Fire and Ice, and I know you've got a partner, Tom, so what does he bring? What do you bring to the table? How are you guys working together?
Yeah, so Tom and I met a few years ago at Float SNJ, which he's owned and founded about 10 years ago, and has really been impacting a lot of people's lives. And we've always been talking about what else can we do? What can we do together to really make a difference in the world? And first we started talking about floating, which has been really transformational for me and many people. However, floating takes time, right? It typically takes about 90 minutes. It's a commitment that is well worth it, but it's also, it's a commitment, right? So, things kind of evolved over the years, and we saw that both cold and hot immersion therapy, think sauna and cold plunges, is an efficient, accessible, affordable way for people to make a meaningful impact in their physical, mental, emotional health, and to do it, and to do it in a way so that we could roll these, we could bring it everywhere fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Unlike maybe a float spa, which takes a lot more time and effort and a much more commitment.
Yeah, so longer time and maybe a more difficult sort of fit out. Is that what you mean?
No,
part
not just
like bringing
fit out,
it to the masses?
Think about it, right? Like a float takes 90 minutes. Plus you have to get there, shower afterwards.
Yeah.
So you're looking at least 2 hours, perhaps more.
Right.
Whereas cold plunge, you could be in there a minute, 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. Sauna, perhaps 30 minutes, right? So it gives people a quick in and out opportunity to make a meaningful impact with their health, and to do it at their convenience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the experience?
And think about it this way too. There's a limited amount of people that could be in a facility at one time. So you think we have 5 or 10 spots every 2 hours.
Okay.
Or we have opportunity to bring dozens or perhaps even hundreds of people in over the same period of time. And it also provides a communal type of experience too. So someone could do it and have kind of a mindfulness experience with themselves, or they could do it with their friend or their family member, with their teammates, with their colleagues, with their coworkers, right?
Yeah, because I've recently had the benefit of doing some Wim Hof training before a cold plunge, and I'm even thinking about a couple of the events that we're both part of the same organization, and one of the cold plunges was in a tub and one was in basically a barrel. So what's the experience going to be like for, for fire and ice?
Yeah, so on the cold plunge side, we're going
Yeah.
to offer two different cold plunge experiences. One is going to be a wide, deep cold plunge,
Okay.
4 feet deep,
Okay.
that can fit 2 people
Okay.
or a really big person. Alternatively, and that will be typically around 43 to 45 degrees.
Okay.
And then secondly, we're going to have more of an ice bath where there's going to be consistent ice chips and slush in there.
Yeah.
So that might be a little bit colder and gives people a different experience. And that's going to be a single person plunge.
Okay. And just in general, right, ice plunges weren't that known not that long ago. I mean, Tony Robbins, definitely was ahead of the curve, has been doing them for 20 years. And now everybody is talking about it, and it's definitely all the rage. So how do people benefit? Give us a little bit of the science, a little bit of the physiology, both on cold and heat.
Yeah. So they both offer some tremendous physiological and emotional, psychological benefits. So if we take a look at the diseases that affect the most amount of people today and kill the most amount of people today, it's heart disease, right? And cognitive disease like Alzheimer's, right? And dementia. And then a lot of people are struggling with chronic pain. So the cold and the hot both reduce inflammation, and they help to increase the immune system to make people's health stronger. And first of all, so that's a plus. The sauna helps to detoxify, clean up the system, which also strengthens the immune system. And then for people that are looking to optimize, whether it's athletic performance and recovery from working out, the cold helps to do that. And then mentally and emotionally, it helps people feel better. So on the science side, there's BDNF that's released. In other words, otherwise known as brain-derived neurotrophic factors.
Okay.
Those help to rewire the systems and create new brain cells. So think if someone is always replenishing their neurological system, it diminishes the likelihood they're going to contract dementia or Alzheimer's. Secondly, dopamine is released in both the cold and the sauna. Dopamine is sometimes called the happy or the good hormone, right? The feel-good hormone.
Yes.
Right. So physiologically, there's a lot of great things that are happening that improve people's immunity, that make people feel better, that help people to perform optimally. And then just from a standpoint of discipline and mental toughness, right? Think about how today we live in such a sterile environment, right? We have all these modern conveniences, which are terrific, but how often is it that people are out of that 72-degree zone, and they go somewhere hot or somewhere cold, and it's like, it's overwhelming almost.
Yeah.
And the reality is, there's something special and powerful about getting exposure to the extremes of cold and hot that creates a mental toughness and a physical toughness that carries over into all aspects of our lives.
Okay, so cool. And when will you guys be opening? Are you able to share?
Yeah, we're targeting March 1st.
Okay.
So we're very close.
Yeah.
And we encourage you to follow us on Instagram. We regularly posting some updates, and we'll keep you informed.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to share all your contact info for everyone. So yeah, I mean, this is your most recent endeavor, and you've done a lot, with the financial world. We always like to ask our guests, how they handle the tough times, the challenging times, the rock bottom moments. Everything's not all mountaintops. including from a mindset standpoint. So talk to us about how you've gotten here and you've handled some of those lower points.
Well, I've been, my experience is that oftentimes my greatest challenges have led to my greatest successes.
Sure.
Right? I believe that everything happens for me, not to me.
Right.
And as a result, it's created some mental toughness. From a mindfulness perspective, or maybe to keep me centered and always improving, I think two parts of my secret formula, if I will, if I may, is
yes.
at the beginning of the day and the end of the day, I have a mindfulness practice, or two different similar practices that I go through, which include journaling, meditation, prayer, and some positive affirmations.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah. That's your beginning of the day?
Beginning and end of the day.
The same?
Yeah, and then at least once a month, I float for 90 minutes.
Okay.
Typically.
Right.
And then I work out at least 5 times a week. I stretch every night. I read a lot, listen to some positive podcasts and audiobooks, and I surround myself with great people.
Sure.
Who are always inspiring me to continue to grow and improve and learn.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Well, those things are going to definitely make you better and stronger and continue to evolve and help you get through, tough times. So I can see that and I can appreciate that.
And also, Lance, if I may add,
please.
For me, having a goal and a purpose also helps. Right? I find when I'm drawn towards a higher goal and a mission that's much bigger than me, that it also carries me forward when it's about making an impact in the world, in my family, with my community. Right?
Yeah.
I think that helps a lot too.
And what's your current mission that's really pulling you forward right now?
Yeah, so my first priority is the family, right? The kids in June.
Mm-hmm.
And then secondarily, the wealth management clients and me making a difference in people's financial lives, right? They say that money can't buy happiness, but it's a tool that allows people to live easier, better, more fulfilling lives.
Right.
And then wellness, which again is one of my two greatest passions, is to bring health, wellness, and positivity to the world. And we see sauna and cold plunge as a terrific gateway to help people to be inspired to make healthy choices and to treat themselves and to do it in a way that's simple, affordable, accessible, at their convenience.
Okay, I love that. So good. So I always like to ask people how they stay fresh and healthy and recharged and avoid burnout. So you've kind of touched on some of your routine, but tell us the rest, including how much sleep you get on average. We were just talking about Garmin's versus Fitbits and health trackers.
Yeah. So sleep, if we look at our lives, right?
Yeah.
If we look at what determines a person's health, right, there's nutrition, sleep, physical activity, and social interactions, basically. And for me, I like to ensure that I'm around great people and bringing great content, healthy, positive content into my life. I work out regularly and stay physically active. I take care of my mind and my social by being around good people. But thankfully, I have a terrific family. And then from a nutrition standpoint, I'm very careful about what I eat and put into my body.
Yeah.
And what I don't put into my body. And then from a sleep perspective, I also am very regiment with my sleep.
Okay, talk to us.
I typically get to bed at 9:30 or earlier.
Okay, impressive.
Yeah, that's after my wind down meditation and mindfulness.
Right.
Nighttime routine, and then usually I get up around 5:30.
Okay.
So on average, I get about 8 hours of sleep.
That's really impressive.
And thankfully, I typically sleep through the night without interruption. So,
Yeah.
and I typically go to bed. I typically fall asleep very quickly. So,
Okay.
Think of it this way. It's kind of like if someone eats perfectly, but they don't work out, how healthy can they be?
Yeah.
Or vice versa, if they work out all the time,
Right.
but they're not eating
They're
the right
totally
things.
synergistic. I feel like any one of those areas, you can improve, and it will improve the others.
And additionally, what I've found as I've gotten older
Yeah.
is what I used to be able to do when I was 20 or 30, my body doesn't respond the same on 5 hours of sleep
Sure.
or eating like I used to eat.
Right.
Right? Like I can't cheat like I used to cheat
Yeah.
when I was 20 or 30. So it's really forced me to really look at, what works for me, what
Yeah.
doesn't work for me. If I have a glass of wine, for example, closer than 3 hours to bedtime, my sleep is not as strong.
Sure.
Right? If I eat more than 3 hours before bedtime, I look at my Oura ring, or I just feel, or my Whoop band, or
Yeah.
I just feel it. I could feel it. I don't even need to look at
Right.
it. I don't sleep as well.
Yeah, I love it. Michael, so good. We're going to take a quick break,
Okay.
thank our sponsors, and everyone please stay tuned. We'll be right back to hear more about Fire and Ice and Michael's vision to serve more people in the world. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Angela Pipersberg, and I have a new show here in RVN Television called The Angela Pipersberg Show. And I want you to join me every week as I sit with guests and we discuss their life journeys, share wisdom, and tips that will inspire you to live your best life. Don't miss The Angela Pipersberg Show every week here on RVN Television, where we're celebrating life and we're inspiring you to greatness.
Hi, I'm Dr. Esther Malave, and welcome to my show, Achieving a Better You. Through this show, we're going to explore ways to make a better version of you. For example, nutrition, finance, fitness, health. Remember that there's always a way of making a better version of yourself, no matter what the circumstances are. And remember to look for Achieving a Better You show on RVN TV.
Some say the world has never been more divided, more self-centered,
Gosh, thank you so much.
more uncaring,
Thank you. Oh, miss. Thank you.
that we've never been more disconnected. But through our windows, we're able to see so much good every day. And it's clear that a little kindness is never really little.
Did you know that only 8% of people who set their goals, they actually succeed in achieving them? Well, if you want to be a part of that 8%, then you need to tune into Achieve with Wanda Martin, where I will teach you tips, tools, and strategies on how to achieve your goals in any field and on any level. So tune in, watch me on the RVN network on how to achieve your goals and be a part of that 8%.
Welcome back to Moving Mountains. I'm Dr. Lance Knaub, and I'm here today with Michael Germano, co-founder of Fire and Ice. Michael, talking about so many things, health and fitness related, lifestyle, love your passion for all those things, including financial health as well, which we're weaving into the conversation. So tell us more about the grand vision and how this one location turns into serving, more and having more impact. Because I know from other conversations that's part of the goal.
Yeah. So I guess conversely, right? We talked a little bit on it before. Is there's an opportunity to bring big wellness centers or spas, which are terrific to people. Like June and I, for example, went to the Sojo Spa yesterday for Valentine's Day.
Right.
It was
Good job.
terrific.
Yeah.
But that's an all-day experience, and for many people, it's also costly, right? It's $125 to get in. You're there all day. You usually eat there. You spend $300 or more for a couple, not including all the driving time.